Joining us now live is a rising star in the Republican Party and someone who knows Trump very, very well and is thinking. Southwest Florida Representative Byron Donalds from, of course, the great state of Florida, live in the spin room for us. Representative, so great to see you. Thank you, Congressman. Talk to me about former President Trump, right? And it's kind of strange the way he was lowering the bar, and then the Trump campaign came back and I said, listen, President Biden, he's preparing like crazy. This is going to be a tough debate. Which is it? You can't have it both ways. Is it going to be a hard debate for former President Trump, or it's going to be an easy debate?
No, I think that Joe Biden's going to come in ready to go. Look, he's had 8 days at Camp David. Frankly, I've never seen anything like it. Typically, the American president is doing the job, and you have to peel them away from the job to prepare for the debate. But, Joe Biden's doing it the way he wants to do it. At the end of the day, does Joe Biden have a recipe to fix what is wrong in America, a lot of which he broke in the first place? I will tell you, Donald Trump has a prescription for our country. He's going to be laying that out tonight through this debate like he has been on the campaign trail really for the last year and a half.
I want to put up something on the screen for our viewers here. This is the editorial page of the Wall Street Journal. Obviously very friendly to former President Trump, a conservative editorial page. They write that this debate is Trump's to lose. And last month, Politico noted that Democrats are in, quote, freak out mode over Biden. So my question to you is, the bar's actually high for your guy, for former President Trump. If he doesn't have a great night tonight, if President Biden has a mediocre night, is it a huge victory for him?
First of all, the reason why everybody's saying this about Joe Biden is he's been nowhere to be seen. When's the last time he had a press conference? When's the last time he took impromptu questions from reporters, not knowing who's in the room, having to deftly move from topic to topic?
He just did a network sit-down the D-Day anniversary. He did do that. That is a fact. Yeah, he did.
They typically usually script who he's going to call.
But he has had the fewest press conferences. For that, you are right. Yeah.
By far. Yeah. And we all know that. At the end, and also because Donald Trump is accustomed to being in front of the camera, being in the spotlight, having that mantle of leadership. And I will also add this: polling in the swing states leans Donald Trump. There is a pessimism about Joe Biden's presidency, and there's pessimism about Joe Biden's ability to actually do this job for another 4 years. That's why people would say that it's Donald Trump's debate to lose. But he's not going to do that. He's coming in the same way he has gone all across the country, with a mission and an agenda for the American people.
Did you give any help to former President Trump? Did you talk to him about the debate? And if so, what did you tell him? And if not, what advice would you have for him?
I sent it to the team, some ideas I think that would be helpful, some ways of approaching some issues, things like that. He's been asking a lot of us for that advice, and I think that's a good thing.
Like, give me on what? On what exactly?
Hold on. Yeah. It demonstrates the fact that Donald Trump wants input. He wants to hear from people. He wants to engage with people. That's very important in a leader. I talked with him about immigration issues and things like that. He's going to be ready tonight, because at the end of the day, he's had this job for 4 years. The American people prospered when he was president of the United States. The American people are not prospering today.
I want to roll a clip from yesterday. The former president called into your Black Americans for Trump event.
Sure.
Let's listen to it.
Like the mugshot. The mugshot is the best. It just beat Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra by a lot, by the way. Beat it by a lot. Since it happened, the support among the black community and the Hispanic community has skyrocketed.
So former President Trump there seeming to say that Hispanics and black Americans like him more because of the mugshot. I'm trying to understand the logic here. Walk me through it.
Well, actually, what happened yesterday in Atlanta is, I think it was the gentleman that was to my left in that shot. He asked a question of President Trump, and he talked about how in the black community here in Atlanta, more black people were looking at him because they went after Donald Trump with this crazy charge. Well, that's happened to black people. Those are his words. You can go back and look at the tape. It's all over YouTube. And so Donald Trump was responding to that. There are black people in our country who have seen what happened in Lower Manhattan. They know it's not fair. They know it's highly political. They know they know that it was done to interfere with this election, because that charge would have never been brought. That charge has never been brought against anybody else, and it would not have been brought if he wasn't running for president.
That argument I understand, but the argument about taking pride in a mugshot for minority communities.
Let me push back. It's not about.
You can explain it to me.
It's not about taking pride. It's about acknowledging the reality that there are people in our country who saw gross unfairness in the justice system, and they're saying, man, if you're going to go to these lengths to take out your political rival, well, let me listen to what he has to say. Let me see what he has to offer. And they are looking at that and they're saying, you know what? He actually has a better job and a better plan to help me in my life, to get prices lower so I can build generational wealth. That's what's happening in America right now. That's what's happening with black men.
Do you think tonight Donald Trump, when he takes that stage, it's going to be about settling scores, or do you think it's going to be about his vision for a second term?
No, it's going to be about the future of this country. And I will add, I think if anybody's going to try to bring up things to spice up the debate, it's going to be Joe Biden. I mean, Kristen she just talked about it in a certain way.
I just saw Mary Trump here.
Yeah.
You know, a relative of former President Trump who does not like him. She's been brought over here. I mean, there's clearly a strategy to get under his skin, just like Donald Trump did to Hillary Clinton back in 2016. I should know.
So I would say this is very important.
Yeah.
The Biden campaign strategy is to try to get under the skin of Donald Trump, as opposed to talking about the issues facing the American people. That right there shows you the dichotomy. Because if Joe Biden's presidency was good for the American people, that's what they would be talking about. They don't want to go anywhere near immigration, inflation, foreign policy. They want to ignore all that. They want to talk about Donald Trump. For 2 years, Donald Trump's been on the campaign trail. He's been talking about the forgotten men and women in America. He's going to do that tonight here in Atlanta.
Representative Byron Donalds, we thank you so much for joining our special coverage tonight.